What happens if you use too many Spring Boot starters? Imagine building a house with every tool and material you can find. It might seem like a good idea at first, but it can quickly turn into chaos. That's what happens when you include too many Spring Boot starters in your project. Spring Boot starters are like pre-packed toolkits for specific tasks. They make setting up web servers, databases, or security easier by bundling related libraries and configurations. When you add a starter, it automatically pulls in all the dependencies needed for that feature. This speeds up development and keeps things simple at first glance. But if you add too many starters, problems start to pop up. First, your application can become much larger. Each starter includes multiple libraries, some of which you may not even need. This bloats your application size and can slow down startup times. When you run your application, it has to load all these extra dependencies, which takes more time. Building your project also takes longer because it has to resolve and download all these dependencies. Another issue is configuration conflicts. Many starters come with default settings that might clash with each other. This can make your application behave unpredictably or requiring extra work to fix. Using many starters can also increase memory usage. More dependencies mean more components loaded into memory, which can be a problem if your server has limited resources. Troubleshooting becomes tougher too. When something goes wrong, it's harder to figure out which dependency or configuration caused the issue. From a back-end development point of view, especially working with APIs, databases, and server logic, it's best to be selective. Only include the starters you really need. For example, use the web starter if you're building REST APIs, and add the data starter only if you're working with databases. Avoid overlapping functionalities by choosing the right starters for your project. Regularly review your dependencies and remove any that are not necessary. You can even create custom starters or multi-module projects to share common configurations without pulling in extra dependencies. In the end, using too many Spring Boot starters can lead to bloated, slow, and complicated applications. Being careful about what you include keeps your project lean, fast, and easier to manage. Remember, simplicity is key to smooth back-end development.